Technology's magical, man. Let's get active. Got out. That's a lot of energizers. A lot of energizers, a lot of recuperations up there. Damn, that commentator from yesterday's having a Super Bowl. I don't know if I'm going to get a single viewer here. Twitch drops. Never seen that before. Apparently, by watching Steel Town Kill, I can get some Twitch drops. So that's a back scare. Come on, Slack. I'll have to pause, turn off commentary. Bum bum. Oh, my dumbass has Steel Stream up instead of the BLN one. Wow. On my phone, I'm in. Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry about the commentary here, Terminal, turn it off, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a fun divisional matchup, a fun matchup between users, just a fun Better League Season 42 wildcard matchup here between Steel's Green Bay Packers and Warren's Detroit Lions. Obviously, this is a divisional matchup, like I said. These two users have played twice before already this season. The first time, Warren clapped those cheeks. The second time, with playoffs on the line, and look out! Already, Raymond with a theme, and he will go coast to coast. Touchdown. So let me shut up. I was going to give y'all all the history about this matchup, but Warren with the kickoff return special teams coming to play here already. But like I was saying to begin with, this is a matchup where the two users have played twice already. The first time, Warren clapped those cheeks, won by 4 touchdowns. The second time, with playoffs on the line for the Packers, Steele was able to clutch up and get the win by a field goal. And now Warren making an early statement come playoff time here. Raymond takes it coast to coast in Green Bay. Already going to have to answer. It's been a little bit of a quarterback controversy in Green Bay. Kenny Pickett's gotten some run. Russell Wilson's gotten some run. I'm curious now with playoffs on the line, will he go with the young man Kenny Pickett, or will he go with Russell Wilson, who, despite regressing, hard in Madden, is still probably the better quarterback, would be my guess. We'll just have to see who comes out, but man, I mean, I'm in disbelief over what just happened. It will be Russell Wilson, Packers Nation, let's ride. 1st and 10 here at the 20. He will draw back immediately, goes to the flats, and he has player names turned off, so this is going to be a real struggle for me here in terms of the commentary, but we move. That is Deebo Samuel with a gain of 10. Let me know, y'all, as y'all come into the chat, who do you have winning this game, as this will be a handoff here. Unable to get any yards. In fact, he will be dropped back. That is Cam Akers with a loss of 1. And now early 3rd and 1 here. I mean, my God. You just think in terms of momentum, in terms of, mentalities for both of these users, you just have to think it's going to be a disaster here if he goes 3 and out right after giving up a kick return touchdown. Trips to the right, Russell Wilson making some adjustments. Deebo Samuel, Jameson Williams, Michael Pittman back there. 4-man rush does not get through. Good user, and B is open. He will go to it. Russell Wilson able to go cross-body and gets depleted. And I don't know if he has conservative on, but that was a big hits take early on. But a good crossbody throw by Russell Wilson. They're able to get an accurate pass, and that is the first down here. Handoff, Cam Akers finds a bit of a lane, able to break a tackle, falls forward. Gain of 6. My prediction for this one, I have Warren winning by a touchdown. I think this is going to be a competitive matchup. I don't think we're going to see the blowout that we saw in the first matchup between these two, but ultimately I think Warren's Lions and Frank McDaniels is going to be just a bit too much for these Packers, but we will have to see here. Off tackle concept, Cam Akers hits the edge, just unable to get back to second level, but I like what Steele's doing here. You know, he's not immediately pressing that right trigger. He's not immediately trying to accelerate. He's kind of letting the holes develop and then hitting them, which is what I like to see. I did not see the Cardinals or Falcons, frankly, do that yesterday, so that's a good change of pace here. Is Cam Akers with a gain of 1. It's so tempting in Madden to want to just hammer turbo immediately, but you can't always do that. Sometimes you gotta let the block develop here. 5-man rush, almost jumped, but instead the wheel route hits, and Cam Akers with only 1 man to beat, and he does just that. Touchdown, Packers. Good drive here, good response drive by these Packers after getting punched in the mouth to start things out. A good blend in the passing game, the running game, a couple, that's a bit concerning, but a couple third down conversions there. As we can see, oh my God, this is heinous. We're gonna have to go to auto quality, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for that. But like I was saying, good response drive there by the Packers, and now, for the first time, you know, assuming nothing crazy happens, you know, for the first time, we're gonna have to see. Did someone disconnect? I'm a little worried. Okay, we move. Yeah, this is just kicking that to the sideline after what we just saw. Like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, apologies about that, but assuming we don't see anything crazy on this kick return, we are going to see. Okay, oh my God, as he gets decleated, but I had to make sure. I had to make sure that we weren't going to see anything, but a great opening drive there by the Packers, again, after getting punched in the mouth, like I said before. I thought I disconnected. Good blend of the run game, the passing game, you know, a good mix of different concepts there by Steele, and now for the first time, we are going to see the Detroit offense. Frank McDaniels, one of the most lethal, one of the most feared quarterbacks in the league, and Warren, obviously, one of the most feared offensive users in the league, as he will hand it off to start things up. Nick Chubb, nothing. And that is, you know, Warren makes no bones about it. He is a pass-first user, certainly. You know, he's a guy who, you know, he'll just run the league mandated 10 times and no more. But with Nick Chubb, man, I mean, y'all know me. I would love to just pound the rock, but that's not how Warren operates. And, you know, unlike me, he's actually a good passing user, so why should he? As this is a 3-man rush, he will drive back. Had pretty much everything open there. Goes to the drag route. As DeAndre McAllister goes down. 3rd and short. So we got a lot of y'all starting to come in here. We got Steele watching the stream, of course. We got Taint. We got Austin, Alex. Appreciate all of y'all for showing up here. 4-man rush. Zig route not open. Crosser comes open. This is, I don't know who anyone is because, again, the player names are turned off, so I'll do my best here. It's already hard enough for me, you know, with the fantasy rosters, but with player names turned off, I'm pretty much just going to have to, you know, call to action straight up. Should be me. Don't lose to Justin. Don't lose to Justin would be my quick response to that. 1st and 10 here. Very interesting. Is this Gun Monster? I'm not sure I recognize this. As we have an RPO, and again, Nick Chubb gets stood up and thrown down by 2 Packers there. And again, we're not going to see a particularly run-heavy attack from Warren, but he does ultimately have to run 10 times. So if the Packers are able to consistently get in the backfield like that, force Warren into 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations, it could get interesting. Could certainly get interesting. Frank McDaniels now coming out empty, 5 wide here. He will. Interesting defensive alignment here by, or not alignment. Interesting defensive hot routes by. Maybe as he will go down. Frank McDaniels had nothing, and Brown able to get through 3rd and a mile here. As he may have had the drag route open. He had a bit of a step, but it was going to be a tight throw. And ultimately, yeah, that's just good man coverage there by that Packers secondary. And now third and a country mile here. And you have to think with these two guys, facing each other in previous Maddens, now facing each other twice already this season. You have to think that Steele's going to have a bit of a beat on what Warren's, third and long concepts are as he calls timeout. But this is one of those early kind of inflection points on the game. Will Detroit be able to pick up the third and a mile here? This is going to use her chin on the right side here. Spread out that pass rush, and he will drop back. Four-man rush gets through. Watch out! Frank McDaniels goes down again. Omenahu. We'll say I pronounced that right. Omenahu with the sack there. 2 straight sacks. The pass rush coming in twice in a row. And now 4th and 32 on Detroit's first offensive drive of the day. Will be forced punted away. Hi, Dan! And I'm gonna ask for y'all's predictions in this game. I'm also gonna ask for your Super Bowl predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Chiefs, Eagles, it's the big day. Who do you got? I think we're gonna see Jalen Hurts play a bit better than he did in the NFC Championship game, and I think the Eagles are gonna pull away. Not pull away, but I think have the Eagles winning this game, despite my love affair for Mahomes here. 1st and 10. 2:06 remaining fifth quarter. We saw a very solid drive by the Packers to open things up as leaving off tackle concept. And once again, Cam Akers. I really like the way Steele's running the ball so far this game. He's done a very nice job of hitting the holes, staying patient in the backfield. I like what he's doing. And he's also gotten the lanes. Half the battle is what your offensive line does, and he's having a good blocking day so far. 5 for 25, but it's come pretty consistently. Again, read option almost hits the lane there. Tackle battle goes down, but not before getting the first. With third, the game's hoeing. The game's hoeing, ladies and gentlemen. That was a clear first down. That was a clear first down, but instead, as I would just QB sneak this high K, but he's not going to do that. Instead, this will be a stretch here. Cuts up. Cam Akers this time will be given the first down. Boring, insufferable Super Bowl. Nah, it's Greg Olson's commentating it, I think, which means it's going to be a goated Super Bowl. And my girl Rihanna doing the halftime show. 1st and 10 here. 4-man rush does not get through. Will have RB, has RB. Oh my goodness! The ball popped up. That was an interesting one. I thought he was going to have RB, but I forgot that, this is not 2018 Russell Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. This is 2023 Russell Wilson. Doesn't quite have the juice to get it there. That is one of the first incomplete passes of the day here. Now we're going to see just a straight inside zone. Warren I was about to say not really prepared for it, but was able to get the shed. And now, for one of the first times all game, we're going to have a 3rd and long-ish here. Ball in midfield. I'll be interested to see, if this does get 4th down, I'll be interested to see how aggressive Steele gets. If it's 4th and, midfield, I might go for it regardless here. So we're going to have play action here. 3-man rush does not get through. He will go to wide. That is a completion and a decletion, but not before getting that first down. And Steele is locked in, ladies and gentlemen, on offense. Looking really sharp early. And this is, Steele has at times struggled on offense. I think he's thrown more interceptions than he has touchdowns this year. He's, at times it's been pretty ugly for him this Madden. I think he's been pretty open about that in the Slack, but he's looking really, really good so far. I'm impressed by what I've seen, and we have a handoff. As this time, it looks like Warren, starting to play the run a little bit more on these early downs, came down with his user there, and that time there were 2 or 3 lines just waiting for him. Is that, I don't know how the play clock got to that point. The blitz gets through, and he will go down for the first time. The edge blitz there, as Russell Wilson and Steele just not quite recognizing, not able to see the blind side there. And for the first time, we have 3rd and very long here. As I'm not quite, alone in the library this time, so I can't be 10 out of 10 with my commentary. It's going to have to be like a 7 out of 10, but we'll do our best here. This is 3rd and 16. Really, the goal for me here is to get to the 40-yard line, just to get into field goal range. You don't have to make it all up in one play here as B's open. Instead, he's going to take off with Russell Wilson. B has some blocking, but yeah, smartly goes down. As he just, he achieved it. Got to the 40 there, gets in the field goal range, and this will most likely, unless something crazy happens, most likely end in points. Not quite able to get into that top prowler, but it will not matter. Kick is up. Kick is good. 10-7 Green Bay. Again, good start by Steele. And to those of you just joining us, I mean, we had just about the wildest start you could imagine. An opening kick return touchdown by Warren, but those are the only points he's scored so far. Not able to do much on his first offensive drive, as I always get a little worried about those hit sticks on special teams. But yeah, we saw Detroit within the first 10 seconds able to put 7 on the board, but since then, this game has been dominated by Steele and by his Green Bay Packers, and now Warren will put up his second offensive drive. The first one, really just unable to handle the Packers' pass rush. 2 straight sacks rendered that drive dead on arrival, and now we'll see what Frank McDaniels and company are able to do. The man pressure is able to get through. This will be a stretch here. Nick Chubb has room. Chubb able to break past the second level, and I think he got weak box because they are going so slow in the backfield, and that is a touchdown. Warren. And shout out to Warren for teaching me what weak boxing is. I think we just saw it there as the safety was going like 70 speed. He was running. He was looking like Justin out there in the basketball game on the slow break, and now we have a 14-10 ball game. And that's one way to shut up the commentator. I said that Steele was kind of dominating this game in the first quarter. 1 play touchdown, a chunk play by Nick Chubb, and now he, after some hesitation, is going to take it out of the back of the end zone. Look out here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And, I love taking it out. I love my special teams. Shout out to my brothers who know that I have loved his kick returns since day one. But, I don't know, out of the back of the end zone like that, I think the risk is greater than the reward for sure. Because he's going to do his own stretch here. And that is where I question. That's the first time where I would really have to question Steele's decision-making. Looks like he had the outside sealed up. Instead, tries to cut inside, and that was into a pack of lines there. 2nd and 9. A den of lines, a pack of lines. I'm not sure what the term is, but Russell Wilson good blocking, and that is intercepted, although I think we might see a roughing the passer here. I think it might come back. Yes, it is Autry. Audrey prevents the interception there, and Warren with the rage pause. And I'd be rage pausing too, damn it.
Entering settings screen, you have 20 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
Steele, I think trying to do the commentary booth a solid here and turn on the names, but I don't know how either. It's okay. It is what it is. Yes, sir, Austin. Braxton Berrios, the GOAT. I mean, you talk about one of the all-time plays in Bear League history, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm just so excited to have been in the booth for it. The trap should chew this up. Although you see Warren starting to break. Okay, well, it's not going to chew it up anymore, goddamn, as we have a 4-man rush. Oh my goodness, as Russ fumbles in and ultimately able to pick it up. So 2 straight, two straight near turnovers there, we'll say, by the Green Bay Packers, but ultimately gets saved both times. As Russell Wilson will drop back. Has A wide open, but didn't see it. Goes down. Judon for the 2nd straight time. Affects the play, and now things getting interesting here for Green Bay. 3rd and very long. As again, I'm having to be judicious with what I yell because I'm not alone in this library this time, but, I'll save it for the big moments here. 3rd and 22. Like, if I get kicked out, let's just have it be in the 4th quarter when I get kicked out. As Russell Wilson steps up and thrown away. Oh, my God. The ball was just going all over the place there. And really, much like Warren's first offensive drive, that drive was impacted by the Lions' pass rush. I mean, 3 straight times a 4-man rush was able to get through. And when a 4-man rush is able to, just disrupt the offensive line like that, you're going to be in for a bad time. Like, I don't care who you are as a user, you're going to be in for a bad time. Especially on 3rd and long like that. 1st and 10, and now Detroit. Maybe before halftime here, maybe able to get a little bit of momentum. As they have all the momentum. Jesus Christ, Madden. I didn't even notice that. It's what your 80-yard running touchdowns will do for you, I guess. 1st and 10 here. Steele really having to think about what type of play is going to call here. Again, you know, not to reiterate, but as we have more and more guys joining here, these are 2 users that have seen each other multiple times already here, as we are going to have play action here as he runs right into the blitz, and that is a fumble, and Nick Chubb just going to have to save some yards here. Loss of 9, and that was a well-timed blitz call there. You know, had a PA boot concept, ran right into the blitz, and lucky that he still has the ball there. Second and 19 here. I mean, we've seen these defenses just go crazy this game here as Nick Chubb, again, he does have that freight train. Already has one 80-yard touchdown. As he will drop back. He's going to have the cross wide open. Has both crosses wide open. Goes to the one to the right. Gain of 17. Gain of 23. Math. First down, Lions. Let's see who we got in here. We got 9 viewers. We got Alex. We got Dan Raynone. We got Taint. We got Phil. We got Hero Austin. We got Steele listening to my commentary, listening to my beautiful takes. And I'm sure more of y'all are coming through. Thank you for joining on this Super Bowl Sunday here is now Nick Chubb. Takes it for about a gain of 5. And again, 4 rushes, 82 yards. The vast majority of that on the stretch on the last drive. I'm going to have to ask someone about those zone drops. I never touch mine, but I know there are some users who swear by them, as we do have an RPO here. Nick Chubb hits the lane, although, again, I mean, with the notable exception of one play, this Green Bay Packers run defense, has really, really shown up so far. Even in nickel concepts like that. It's been very impressive. You don't want to let Nick Chubb get going. And 3rd and 2 here, not playing the run at all. Tries to a little bit by pinching the line. As he will run it, and that is going to be, well, not an easy first down necessarily, but that is a first down for Detroit. And man, would Warren like to take a multi-possession lead in the halftime. Green Bay is going to get the ball to start the second half. So if Detroit can, you know, go up 21-10, make sure that Green Bay is always playing from behind, make sure that they control their own destiny on offense, that would be a big dub here for Warren. So we'll see what he does here. Is this time he plays the run. Nick Chubb that's going to be a holding most likely. I don't know what else it could be. And this is interesting. Do you take the first 20? As he is going to do that. Backs him up. Which I think that's probably for the best. You have 2 timeouts. Well, I don't know. There's definitely a debate for why he should have declined that. Let me know what you think in the chat. Would you have accepted that or declined that here? 1st and 20. Frank McDonald's and company. I swear he's saying COVID-19. Am I wrong? Man coverage here, nothing. Frank McDaniels goes the core route. Didn't have it. First incompletion of the game. I mean, we've only seen Frank McDaniels. I mean, that's the thing. All of Warren's drives, like, he had the 1-play touchdown, and then he had the drive where he got sacked twice and was dead on arrival. We have not seen this Lions offense all that much, just in general. As you can see up there, only 10 plays ran so far. Total by this Detroit Lions offense. As this will be a draw play here, which I don't know if draws work in this Madden. Cobra 19. Got it. So I just got COVID on the brain, damn my liberal ass. 3rd and 22 here. Interesting defense here as he will drop back as the 3-man blitz. The 3-man rush, gets through, and now he's looking like a genius for taking that holding penalty because he is way out of field goal range. And Detroit forced to punt this ball away. It has just been momentum shift after momentum shift here. My goodness, and way forced to punt it away. As he will be. Watch out. Watch out. Jesus Christ. As yeah, someone went down there. It was not the returner, but DeAndre McAllister, I think that's the second injury, so you have to assume that one's going to knock him out for the day. First and 10 here, and again, Green Bay is going to get the ball to start the second here as Russell Wilson has a very clean pocket as he will go to the drag route. Stays in bounds, so we're going to see some hurry up here. Definitely want to get into field goal range at the very least. As this is straight up 4 verts as he briefly had the wheel route, has the seam shot open, as that is Deebo Samuel, I believe, with the big catch, able to get it. And there's the spike already at the 45-yard line. This boy, McAllister, that's the second injury keeping him in the game. I mean, it is playoff time, so you don't want to take your studs out, but you have to wonder how much in-game is going to be impacted by those 2 now injuries. I don't know what the first one was. That one was a elbow sprain as the 5-man rush does not get through. Forced to dump it off there as that is a quick drag route. Pretty much worst-case scenario there for Green Bay as they're forced to go no huddle. As this will be, once again, 4 verts with a wheel route. As he did not quite have why. Will he chuck it up? Does Russell Wilson have the speed? Does not, and now you got to go. And Detroit calls timeout. Bailing Green Bay out there. What type of decision-making was that out of Warren? Make him run a play. It was 4th down. Okay, I know what question I'm asking, Warren. I really questioned that clock management there by Warren. Why do you call it timeout? I mean, it's about to be 4th down. He stayed in bounds. He was going to have to run a play. You can't spike it. That would have been likely the final play. I mean, you know, maybe Warren's going to prove me wrong here, but to me, that was a very, very questionable decision out of Warren. But hey, maybe he's got some heat, like Alex said. He's just gonna come out and dime, not even dollar here. Drops him back. So he goes to the post route here, able to come down with a timeout. And now, ball at the 40. Does he have enough time to get it into field goal range here? It's going to be very interesting. He needs 20 yards in 5 seconds. So yeah, you just want to take away as he will take a deep shot, and that is going to be not intercepted, but that will fall harmlessly to the ground. 14-13 Lions. Packers about to get the ball. We have a good one here in Ford Field. Is this still Ford Field? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't watch the fucking Lions. But maybe I should. Jared Goff, MVP candidate, damn near. Who am I cheering for the Super Bowl? I've always liked Jalen Hurts. I liked him even in Alabama. He's always just struck me as like a really good guy, you know, in interviews, stuff like that. I like Sirianni too. I know who Dan's going for. I think, you know, he's just about out on this Mahomes coverage. I honestly, like, I'm not super emotionally invested in who wins. I just want to see a banger of a game, which I think we're going to see. But if I had to choose, I would like to see the Eagles win, I think. Especially because Gator Great Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is on there. It would be fun to watch him talk that shit. But I don't know. I mean, Gator Great Kadarius Toney is on the Chiefs, too. So, you know, really, I win either way. Because of Gator Great's getting a ring. And Tommy Townsend. I mean, as we have play action here. Oh, my goodness, as Russell Wilson goes down instantaneously. And well-timed blitz dial-ups here by Detroit. It seems like every time Green Bay calls play action, he's got those, you know, 5-6 rushers coming through. And Russell Wilson's just had 0 time coming in. And then in terms of here, you know, give me my guy Lucky, obviously. That's not even a question. And if Morty was here, give me Morty, but he's not. And give me my Brighton brother Phil, for that matter, as we do have a will drop back. Russell Wilson has time, finds the in route. Beautiful, beautiful concept there by Steele, and that is a gain of 21. As that was good, that was good awareness there by Russell Wilson, because the pass rush was coming in. Only a last-second pickup there is Cam Akers. And I will say, I know I keep kind of jumping between thoughts here, but this running game is not hitting the way it was in the first half, or the first quarter, I should say. Early on, it seemed like Cam Akers was pretty consistently able to get those 5, 6, 7 yards. Now it seems like Warren's adjusted to that, maybe forcing Steele to go pass heavy. But he will not do it. Stretch concept here. Good. Cut inside. Cam Akers jukes the man. Cam Akers fights off another tackle and gets taken down. Gain of 11. And again, this is what we've seen out of Steele. Just kind of consistently churning, moving along here with these long drives. And that is a first down. Ball at the 41 here. Comes out under center once again. Will we see a play action concept here? As we are going to get 4 verts, goes to the quick wheel route. Is number 9 able to shed multiple tackles. Second and inches. This is a really good game so far, I have to say. Both users have shown up. I don't know who I want to win or who will win. I think it's, that's facts, betting against Mahomes. But, I keep going back to, I think the Eagles D-line, I think there's a good chance the Eagles D-line has a field day against the Chiefs. Hassan Reddick, fucking all those pass rush demons they got. I hope Mahomes' ankle is 100% or close to it, because he might have to run for his life. We'll see, though. Like you said, silly to bet against Mahomes. OMG, Mahomes, OMG. 1st and 10. Once again, 4-man rush does, well, I was about to say, doesn't get through. Russell Wilson fumbles it. Once again, it is kicked straight to number 9, and he is going to take it coast to coast. Touchdown Lions. That was Judon, the defensive MVP of this game already, with 2.5 sacks. Able to get that fumble return, and that was kind of, a long time coming, because we had 2 straight, would have been, could have been, should have been turnovers by Green Bay that did not materialize for the Lions. And this time, the strip sack goes coast to coast, and now 21-13. We'll see. That's the first time. This is the first time that Steele's really been forced to do something on offense here. We'll see what he's able to do after a tough break there on the strip sack. But we had the fumble that should have been recovered by the Lions that Green Bay was able to pick up. We had the interception that got called back from a roughing the passer. That, to me, that's Madden kind of evening itself out there. Now 21-13. Green Bay, we'll see. And, it's been really interesting. We've not seen Warren really put together, a steady drive yet. The 3 touchdowns have been, we've seen that. We've seen a kickoff return touchdown, and we've seen the 1-play Nick Chubb touchdown on, an 80-yard run. So, really, Warren has not put together a drive yet. It's just been these chunk plays, and he's now scored on offense, defense, and special teams. So all 3 phases, ladies and gentlemen, you got to pay attention to him. As we're gonna have play action here, Russell Wilson drops back as the flats there kind of got impacted by the end, and that will be an early 3rd and 9 here. Depth chart. Nani. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can't start Bakari in both both tackle positions as much as maybe he would like to. Third and 9 here, trips to the left as he will drop back, has RB, didn't see it, instead goes to the flats there. That's going to be another roughing the passer. Ward is really getting hoed by some of these calls as Judon. You'll take that for Judon. He's gotten into the backfield multiple times, you know, already with 2.5 sacks and a fumble return touchdown. So you'll tell him to keep being aggressive there, you know. But at the same time, that stops what would have been a 3 and out. Five-man rush. Oh my goodness! As that is jumped and picked, and this will be another defensive touchdown for Detroit. As we finally saw what I was worried about all game, and that is, you know, those blitzes really impacting Steele's decision-making in the passing game. As he went straight to the user there, and now 28-13, and after what was such a competitive first half, the wheels might be falling off here for Green Bay a little bit. Not out of it whatsoever, but regardless. Look out here. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a student with her parents, and they are staring at me. I think confused about what I'm doing in here, but we move. See, they don't know the grind of the better league here, as we're going to have a quick dump off here. Had RB open, also has that open, as that will be a decletion here. Judon goes down, a big potential loss here for Warren, both in this game and potentially moving forward. So we're going to have to keep updated on what that injury is, because Judon, the clear defensive MVP of this game for Detroit. Alex talking cash shit in the chat there. It'll be interesting to see what he can do here as Cam Akers gets loose. Akers tries to make a man miss, and 32 doesn't know what's going on, but did just enough to allow the fellow Lions to get over there. As we see no huddle here. Time not an issue yet, but maybe he sees something he likes here in terms of Warren's defensive alignment. Handoff Cam Akers. Falls forward, gain of 5. More no huddle, as he loves the defense that Warren's in right now. Maybe trying to bait him into a run commit. He may have had A and B open, but just didn't have enough time. I mean, that's what happens with those blitzes, man, you know? Especially if it's play action like that. I've learned that the hard way plenty of times. You're going to get like 1 second to throw the ball after the play action, so you better be on point. Maybe feeling himself a little bit too much there now. Caught in 3rd and long, and this is definitely 4-down territory. You got to use your... Well, it's not even going to be a coach's decision. He's down multiple possessions in the second half. But you got to put your nuts on the table here. 3-man rush. Starts to get through. Intercepted. And we are going to have the 3rd straight defensive touchdown here for Detroit. Oh, my goodness. As the Packers are starting to fall apart here in the wild card round. What was that throw by Russell Wilson? Oh, my God. I mean, that was sim, though. That was sim, if we're being honest. And, man. At this point, I mean, Warren's got to worry about is getting his 10 passes and 10 rushes in. He's barely had the ball. As we're going to see, I mean, this is an act of desperation here. It takes it out back of the end zone. It'll get back to 25, but that's it. And boy, did this turn on its head. I mean, if you asked me coming out of the first half, I might have had Steele as the slight favorite based on the way he's playing. But a fumble 6, 2 straight pick 6s. That's going to be just about the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. You can see up there, only 140 offensive yards for Detroit, but it's not going to matter, you know, if Green Bay keeps turning the ball over here. Because now you got to go, and you got to go quickly. 3-man rush gets through as we're going to have a deep shot into coverage, and that will be another interception by Russell Wilson. And if they weren't already, the wheels are truly falling off here for Green Bay. This is going downhill, and it's going downhill fast. As the D tackle just getting through that double team. That was incredible, forcing him into a under duress throw. As now, I mean, we're finally going to see the Detroit offense here. It's like, well, welcome to the game here, Warren. Frank McDaniels comes out under I form. I question how much Warren runs this, but it will work here. Good cut against the grain there by Jamal Williams. Javante, I don't know who the fuck that is. Regardless, 3rd and 1. Let me tell you what happened, Austin. Fumble 6, pick 6, pick 6. 3 straight drives. It's going to be tough to win if you're playing like that. So he will drop back. Run commit gets burned. And he will run all the way to the house. And that is going to do it. GG's and ladies and gentlemen. Well, not yet. Not yet. Still third quarter. Still third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Put your fours in the chat. 28-0 to the third quarter. That'll do it. Buddy. I know Alex is having a good time right now. Ooh, toxicity in Slack. I don't want to be there for it. That's all. I absolutely want to be there for it. I might instigate too. Fuck it. But man, I mean, we've seen, like, let's recap Detroit's 6 touchdowns, right? Kickoff return touchdown, 80-yard run by Nick Chubb on a stretch, fumble 6, pick 6, pick 6, and then he gets that off a run commit. I mean, this has been an utter failure. You know, I mean, Warren's a good enough user as it is, right? Don't give him help. Don't give him all these opportunities for big chunk touchdowns. Like, make him drive on you. I mean, Green Bay has just been utterly unable to do that. Warren has not had a true, like, long sustained drive still yet in this game. We're in the fourth quarter. They have not had a long sustained drive yet. And yet 42 points on the board, and now here we are. That's going to be game, practically. Is the post concept there goes for game 22, and Green Bay in desperation mode. We're going to see a lot more no-huddle the rest of this game. 4-man rush. Oh my God, the pass rush getting through. Russell Wilson may just chuck it here. And Russell with a bit of speed. Oh my God. Oh my God, Russell Wilson. Oh my goodness. That was hot. I'm not even going to lie to you. Well, that's the one of the highlights of the game for sure is Russell Wilson with a 60-yard rush here, and Cam Akers gets stood up there, loss of 1. And Russell's not that fast anymore. I take exception to that. As he will drop back. May have had wide briefly, but good using ultimately by Warren, and he's forced to throw it away, 3rd and goal. And I appreciate y'all for sticking around for this game. You cannot say that it hasn't been entertaining. It's been a wild, wild game as Detroit spends their first time out. If we still had He Who Must Not Be Named in this league, we'd get a really fun highlight video out of this one. As he's setting up for an RPO, as he will. Cam Akers able to just get inside. Touchdown, Packers. Life? Maybe. We'll see. Ooh, I like this. As we have a fake! A flip pass, but Warren was ready for it. Intercepted. And will we see a pick 2 here? No, we do not. This is going onside here. Just desperation mode. Probably YouTubing how to kick an onside kick. Interesting, interesting. Picked up with one hand, a wee bit risky there, but Detroit with the ball. Past midfield. Again, Warren's primary, like, he needs to get his 10 rushes and 10 passes in. That's his, that's what he's got to be thinking for the rest of this game. As Williams reads the lane really nicely, goes for a gain of 7. And you'll notice Nick Chubb out of this game. I think Warren knows what time it is here. Closing time. I don't know that song as well as I should. Williams. Not a lot there, 3rd and 2. Also, are we going to see Warren run it up, or are we going to see him be respectful? We'll see. You know what I want here? I mean, this game's over. We're in damn near mailbag time here. Give me, Dan's already said it with, I think, 42-13. Give me score predictions for the IRL Super Bowl today. I think it's going to be a pretty defensive game. Give me 24-21 Eagles. 24-21. And we're definitely going to see Mahomes, throw one of those, like he's, parallel to the ground, just chuck it up, sidearm, superhero ones. 24-22 Eagles, okay. Lucky and I, simpatico, great minds think alike. Seattle brothers, Washington brothers. Bed brothers. Field goal's up and good. I didn't even see that as 89. Woo! Weird animation there. Oh, lucky. Say I won't come over there right now. God, you got me hard in this library. Damn it. Okay. 1st and 10. 38-17 Chiefs. Oh, I mean, listen. If we do end up as Russell Wilson drop, woo! Perfect accuracy, my ass. Madden. Fuck is he talking about? If you're right, if Dan's right, if we do see a Chiefs blowout win, I mean, the Mahomes coverage is going to be crazy. Oh my, I mean, you talk about OMG Mahomes, OMG. I know Dan's going to be sick. And I wouldn't hate it, honestly, as we do have a drop back here that is under pressure, but somehow able to complete it. And at this point, truthfully, if I'm Detroit, not only am I taking my offensive starters out, I'm taking my defensive starters out too. Like, you don't want to get hoed on an injury here, moving into the divisional round. As you're going to see, I'm not going to pretend to know what the playoff standings are, but complain with someone. Oh, Alex, don't tempt me with a good time, my brother. Do not tempt me with a good time. I'll do it. Hufflepuff gang. Phoenix Core gang. I'll come play. I'll play with your wand, daddy. 4-man rush. Seam shot. This is going to be too little too late here for Green Bay, but putting together a solid drive. As no one's open. Russ forced takeoff. He is not that fast, dude. Okay, I was, sure. Game's over anyway. Fuck it. Might as well chuck it up. This man dealing the ball with 3 minutes left. The disrespect. I don't know if he's passed the ball 10 times, actually. I really don't know if he's passed the ball 10 times. I would bet money that, no, only 7 passes. Get the chart out, Dan. Get the chart out. Every kneel is another run. He's either getting Kumar or Dan. Okay. Hey, either way, that's going to be a fun matchup. Either way, truthfully. Someone better at Warren and tell him to pass the ball some more. Because I mean, he's clearly not thinking about it, but he's only thrown the ball 7 times. Listen, I don't know, Lucky. Our God is a ruthless God. Our God is a vengeful God. We found that out. Oh, my. Okay. And I'm not saying, to be clear, like, I don't want him to get punished. I am trying to protect him from himself here. Isaiah likely goes down. Woo! Haymaker's fighting for his life. 21 for 90. I mean, it was so, like, the running game was so effective in the first quarter, and then Detroit just said no more. Look out. That is going to be... As Warren being respectful. Continues to kneel the ball. High Council's going to be a fun time here pretty soon. As Grappler continues to kneel the ball. And that's going to do it 45-19. Just about the most unconventional 45 points you'll ever see. As what was a really good game in the first half just kind of, a sea of turnovers, a sea of defensive touchdowns by Detroit kind of rendered it a bit of a joke here at the end. But that's going to do it. As Garappa Goat with the delay game. Steele just wanting to savor his final moments here in the wild card. The final kneel of the game here. Congrats to Warren. He will move on to the divisional round to face, like Dan was saying, he's going to either face the one-seeded... No! Who's he playing? Either the three-seeded, I believe, Cowboys or Kumar. You know what? I'm not going to pretend like I know the seeds. Let's jump in. He's playing Kumar or he's playing Dan, all right? That's... Fuck it. Don't ask me for more information than that, but... Austin-esque meltdown. That's toxic. But not inaccurate, also? Question mark? But anyway. What a game. I mean, that was kind of wild. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, I've pretty much spent the whole, fourth quarter talking about, the nature of this game, but just chunk touchdown after chunk touchdown. I think, again, we did not see, a true drive out of Warren, ever. It was all just defensive touchdowns. He got the kick return touchdown. He got it was a wild time, but we do have Warren in here. Thanks for letting me know. Warren, I think you'll say it yourself, a pretty unconventional way to win a wild card game, but ultimately able to get that one done. What are your thoughts on the game?
If you told me I would have thrown 7 passes, I don't know if I'm going to get suspension now. I didn't have the ball. I literally never had the ball. It was such a weird game. I thought the first half I played much better. I was kind of tilted about the roughing the passer, which is just ridiculous, especially after turnover. But it's the playoffs. I know Steele's game plan. He's going to try to run the ball, but playoff defense is not regular season defense. So you tighten up a little thing here and there. And I just learned with Steele is that you take away his first read, and he's going to panic, and that's kind of what happened. So when after I give up the wheel route in the first half, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna make him work for it. And kudos to him. He played good. The game just got kind of out of hand.
Yes, I mean you're pretty clear about you don't necessarily show all your cards in the regular season, right? On either side of the ball. But this is a guy that you've played. You've played a lot in past Maddens. You've played twice already this season. Does that impact your mentality going into a playoff game against a divisional opponent at all, or for you is it just all right, I've been in the playoffs so many times before, let's ride?
It's a combo. It's everyone's so different, right? So when you play someone, it's not so much okay, what plays do they run? It's how do they react to specific, whether it's a coverage. Well, some people don't like being blitzed. Some people, will dot you up if you blitz them. So you got to know your opponent first. And then again, after playing him, obviously week, 18,
yeah. I
kind of got a feel for how he plays a little better. And like I said, he's kind of makes up his mind pre-snap where he's going. So if I just take that away, and you'll see he was under duress the entire game. So I kind of with him just wanted to, it's game, I guess game plan specific, as nerdy as that sounds, but we all have our weaknesses, and I'm not going to, blitz someone who is good against it, and vice versa.
100%. And then I guess the final thing I'll ask you before we get your final thoughts is and you'll hear me if you listen back to the commentary, you'll hear me say it. It was just about the most unconventional 45 points I've ever seen in a Madden game, right? Kick return touchdown, 3 defensive touchdowns, and then your 2 offensive touchdowns. You got the 80-yard run with Nick Chubb, and then just a shot play off a run commit. I don't even like know if I have a question. Just like, have you ever played a playoff game like that where it's just like such an odd way to get to 45 points?
Well, we know anytime we load into the game, like you have to expect like the unexpected, right?
Yeah.
Um, after the kickoff return touchdown, he came down and he drove and scored, and that was really big on his part. That's a huge, huge response. No, I mean on the run play, it was weird. He got weak boxed and he was in nickel. It wasn't anything crazy, but you know how this game is sometimes, like because I tried to if you watch the run back, I gave a little inside move with Chubb towards his user, and like I just said, oh, I can just outrun him. So he was already weak boxed for whatever reason, and I got lucky there. But no, I mean you don't expect to get all these defensive touchdowns at any point in time, and it was 14-13 at half. And
Right.
the game we play is the game that what will break the game open. And I think it was like the sack fumble where Judon housed it, and that just then it's hard to come back from that.
100%. Yeah, yeah. A lot of like weird things come back from for sure for Steele. But I'll get your final thoughts in a minute, Warren. But we do have Steele in here. Tough way to lose, obviously, going out the wild card round. What are your initial thoughts on the game before we get to questions?
Uh, it'll be salty, but I just feel like from the beginning of the game, it just was not going my way. I got a few breaks here and there, but the kick return, which I just usered terribly, this stretch play, get weak box plus overplaying it, and then just like some phantom, not even hitting my quarterback throws right to his linebacker. Just was a frustrating game. Like the ball gets kicked right to Judon, and while my guy's trying to pick it up, it's just very stupid. But you got to play like perfect to beat Warren, and the one interception that he used my running back. Like I wanted Jameson, and I saw him user him, and then I was like, he's not going to get here. And then Russell took fucking 30 seconds to wind up and throw a 5-yard pass. So it was just very frustrating because I feel like not that Warren didn't beat me. It's just the game I feel like took it out of my hands for a lot of the parts where I made a few mistakes here and there, but it just felt like once that third quarter hit, it was like I was not winning this game.
Yeah, so I'll ask you a similar question to the one I asked Warren earlier. Like you're going into a matchup against a divisional opponent, right? Against a guy you've played multiple times already this season, and then obviously like a lot in past leagues, past Maddens as well. Does that kind of like change your mentality and change your game plan going in, knowing that you're playing a guy who may be aware of what you'd like to do, and then on the flip side, like you're maybe aware of what he likes to do, or were you just going in, just like any other game?
No, yeah, definitely. I changed my playbook because I know we just played last week, and I know he knows like kind of my tendencies here and there, what I like to do and throw the ball. So I might different playbook this time, so he doesn't have just the same plays. And I just try to. I feel like I can play defense on Warren. It's my offense is he's so good at stopping the run and playing with his user that like I just need to not make mistakes and score some kind of points every drive, and I feel like I'll win those, 3 yards in a cloud of dust games. But it's hard when I'm throwing those interceptions or overrunning Chubb on a stretch and throwing a pass where I know I'm not supposed to be throwing. So, but yeah, it was. I think I kind of not that I know how to beat Warren, but I just kind of know like what I feel like if I do everything I'm supposed to do, it'll be game at the end where I'll either have to get a drive or I'll be winning.
Yeah, so final question I'll ask you before we get to Warren's final thoughts on the game. Obviously, we have these fantasy rosters. It's going to be like, it's going to make team building, kind of interesting. Like, what are you going to try to build on just roster wise heading into next season?
I mean, I've been trying to trade for a easy mode quarterback for the whole time, but nobody wants to take one. So that's pretty much it. I think my receivers are very solid. My skill positions are solid. Defense, I need a D line maybe, but I think this team's pretty well rounded everywhere. I just need a quarterback, and I should be okay.
Beautiful. All right. Well, thanks for your thoughts, Steele. We'll go back to Warren. Final thoughts on this game, on moving forward to the divisional round, just whatever you want to say.
Again, I mean, as corny as it is, like Steele played a good game until the end. I knew what he wanted to do. Like you said, he's going to run the ball. He's going to take 3 yards to carry. So I mean, I had to figure out how to stop the run, and I think I did a good job with that. And every playoff game, we all know it comes down to, like I said, such little things, such a mistake here or there, or the game doesn't bounce, the ball doesn't bounce your way. Like he referred to the Judon play, and it could have been, I could have been, picked it up and got tackled. But little things like that, it's really hard to overcome. Not just again your opponent, but the game we play. It's so random at times. So at the end of the day, like if you lose off of one break, then you didn't do good enough to win. Good enough job to win. So look forward to see who I'm playing next. I think the matchups we have, are pretty exciting across the board. So we'll see how the rest of the games play out. But it's really wide open. So anyone can really make a run at this point. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's either Kumar or Dan, both of whom look really good right now. So yeah, that'll be a fun matchup, by the way. But Warren Steele, thanks for popping in here at the end. Thanks for a fun game again. 45-19, the Detroit Lions will beat. As they both just left instantaneously. But the Detroit Lions will move on to the divisional round over the Green Bay Packers. Congrats to Warren, and thanks to y'all for showing up as well. We had Phil, Lucky, Dan, Austin, both Austins, Alex. Who else did we have? As I scroll back, we had Matt at one point. And I think that's it. But thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for watching. It's been a fun playoff so far for sure. But let me call the league out a little bit. I can't be the only one doing these booths, y'all. I'm not even in the fucking league. Like, someone needs to show up. Someone needs to co-com with me. It's playoffs time. Like, what are we doing? I'll leave you all to ponder that real quick. But thank you all for showing up, and ladies and gentlemen, and peace.